Hi everybody, welcome to my Sports Mindset Academy. Okay, so I'm John McKean and I help sports athletes overcome self-doubt and obviously poor performance as well. Okay, so one of the things I've been talking about this week within my martial arts classes is about our thoughts and how that can really impact our performance. And any aspect of our performance in terms of being sports related, business related, personal relationships, and how our thoughts affect us in every aspect. Okay, so I remember years ago when I was in working for Krause in Glasgow, and I used to in the afternoon walk down to Waterstones, which I love Waterstones. I just loved always getting in there and reading their books for free. Reading their books just to have a wee idea of what the books were about. And if you guys know me, I just love books. Okay, so again, just down there, and I remember reading it, I think it went by John Menzies at the time, and it says, over the last 5 years, where you are today are the sum total of your thoughts. So whatever you've been thinking about over the last 5 years is the sum total of where you are just now. So in order to be somewhere different in 5 years, we've got to actually change our thought processes and how we're actually kind of talking to ourselves. Now, one of the rules in the mind is it's like whatever we focus on, we'll achieve. So if we're focusing on what we're saying to ourselves is negative, which again, I think with something up around 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day we have, and about 80% of them are negative, and it's all negative towards ourselves. Okay, so that's 60 to 70,000 thoughts. That's a lot of thoughts. Okay, so if we can shift those and reframe those and flip the thoughts and being aware of our thoughts, then that can really make a huge difference in terms of where we want to go over the next kind of 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, even the next 3 months. Because there's a lot of talk over the last wee while about 90-day goals, 90-day sprints. What are you going to achieve in 3 months? But it starts with a thought. Everything starts with that thought. An idea, a creation, iPhones, Dyson Hoovers. It starts with an initial thought. Now, as we go through our day, thoughts come and go. Now, we think in words and pictures. So what images have we got in our head? And what words are we saying to ourselves about situations that happens? I remember is that Jack Canfield, he wrote a book as well. It says E plus R equals O. The events in my life plus our reaction to those events equals outcome. So if we can have a better idea of how we react to those events and how we can reframe those events, then that can have a huge impact on how we go through our day. And again, I'm not talking about being Pollyanna and all being all, happy and everything else, even though there's something crazy that's going on. What I mean is having real good positive thoughts about ourselves. We have those thoughts about, I'm not good enough, I'm rubbish. Who am I to think I can go and open a martial arts school? Who do I think I am that I can go and get married again? So all these kind of thoughts creep in daily by other influences, and we've got a choice of whether we believe what they're telling us or how we perceive ourselves as well. So the thoughts that we're thinking. Now, I've got a wee exercise for you to do today, and I've been asking a lot of my personal training clients to actually do this. And obviously, I've done this as well, and it has a huge impact because you don't actually realise what you are thinking. And I learned these kind of the idea of this looping thought cycle from my RTT coach's Marissa Peer method, and from Tonya Ranieri and Jeffrey Hodges. There's a few other people that I've read this from as well, Brooke Costello. These people have these kind of models, but they've not created these models. These have been always out there from the day of dawn. So if we can actually recognise every hour and write down what we're actually thinking and actually look at that, it can actually have a huge impact to actually go, whoa. Because sometimes we don't even think we're thinking that. Sometimes we don't even appreciate that that's what's going on. So if we can get a bit of paper and pen and just say, this is the thoughts I'm having in this moment. Stop, look at them, and then try and flip them. Don't judge yourself on it. Just over the next 24 hours, write them down. And then later on today, so just in the next hour, what time is it just now? Just coming up to 12 o'clock. So at 1 o'clock, write it. 2 o'clock, write it. 3 o'clock, write it. 4 o'clock, write it. 5 o'clock. And then you can start to see at the end of the day the sum total of what thoughts you're having over the next wee while. So then if you think that you're wanting to achieve goals and outcomes, what words are we saying to ourselves to achieve those outcomes? And again, over the last kind of wee while, there's a huge difference between having your goals and the outcomes that you want to achieve and the behaviours that we have to develop in order to achieve those goals. So what behaviours do we have to do? For me, opening up a martial arts school, what behaviours did I have to do? I had to actually train martial arts. I had to learn about business. So those are the behaviours that you need to learn and grow and create habits daily, and then graduate yourself towards doing the goals that you want to do and how you want to impact the world as well. Okay, so it's not just about having a goal, but how's that going to impact people in a positive manner. You know, what we want to do in our lives is actually create positive change within ourselves and create positive change in others, and help lift people up to be better in every day. So that first aspect is our thoughts. How do we actually view ourselves? That self-esteem, that self-image. But it starts with the words we say to ourselves. Because a lot of times people say, he's hard on himself. When do we actually be kind to ourselves? And then people say, be kind to yourself. So how do you actually be kind to yourself? Because I know when I was growing up, in Paisley, Scotland, that was like, be kind to yourself. What are you talking about? So it's a case of thinking about what you're saying to yourself, being kind. And also, one of the things, obviously, with the rapid transformational therapy that, I do now with the hypnotherapy, it's amazing how much we don't praise ourselves and actually give ourselves a pat on the back to go, do you know what? One of my PTs today, Barry, he'll not mind me saying this, like yesterday he was doing a job and he actually stopped and looked back and went, wow, I did this. And how often do we actually do that and actually give ourselves a praise at the end of the day and go, do you know what? I'm a mum of four, I'm a dad of four, I'm a single parent, single dad, single parent to my, single mum parent. How at the end of the day do we not just say, do you know what? You've coped fantastically today. You've took your kids to school, you've got them their homework, got them dressed. But sometimes at the end of the day we still have those crazy thoughts. Zig Ziglar and somebody else talked about this, about stinky thinking. And yes, I have been, a culprit of this stinky thinking myself. And as soon as you have those thoughts coming in, it's important to stop them. Jack Black talks about that, Tony Robbins talks about all that as well, as just how we can chop and change and stop those thoughts and reframe them. Because we can't think a positive and a negative at the same time. So you've got to think one, stop it, and then flip it to the other. Is it easy? No, it's not. But that's creating action. Doing 50 press-ups is hard. But if you start with one a day, build yourself up over a period of time, you'll make a difference. And what is it some people say is we underestimate what we can do, and we overestimate what we can do in 5 years, but we underestimate what we can do in a year. So these kind of things, these small steps are really important, and it starts with that thought. So what have you to do? So today, think about what you're thinking, because those thoughts create feelings. Those feelings create actions. Those actions reaffirm our beliefs that we've got about that topic, or that situation, or that speech that we need to do, or standing up and teaching a martial arts class, or doing this. So those thoughts and images that we've got in our head, what are we saying to ourselves, and what images have we got? Good, bad, indifferent. Stop, reframe them. Brian Tracy, years ago, and I used to do this years and years ago, he said, as soon as you wake up in the morning, write your 10 goals. But who's got time to sit down and write 10 goals, especially when you've got a family and you're up, you're doing this and you're working. But I recently seen something from a guy called Yuri Elkin, and he says that focus 4. In the next 90 days, next year, focus on 4 goals, 4 outcomes. Whatever areas you want to be in, personal, business, health, fitness, relationships, whatever those are, and then create that goal and then break it back down to the steps that you want to have. So, I know this is a wee bit longer video than what I normally have. So Thoughts Are Things. Again, that's another book that somebody, I can't remember, it was Clinton, somebody. But again, so thoughts are things. Things have a huge impact on how we shape our world. Okay, so what are we thinking? So today, next 24 hours, write down what you're thinking. The words don't need to throw into it. Whether they're awesome, whether they're not so awesome, it just highlights how we look and how we feel within ourselves. So today, have a fantastic day. Look after yourselves. And again, remember, we've got the sportsmindsetacademy.com. Have a wee look on there. We have got the RTT sessions, which will really get to the root cause of where these thoughts probably came from. You can book sessions there. So if you're looking for any help, drop a message down below or get in contact with me at info.john-mckeen.com. Just get in contact with me. All right, thanks very much and have a great day.